Sunshine Broader had a front row seat to the work of canvassers at her store near downtown Fayetteville.
They were the ones that specifically watched each one of those petitions be signed. They took those in to the notary and they watched them be notarized and were there to answer any questions the notary had.
Arkansans For Limited Government started collecting signatures back in early January.
July 5th, Arkansans For Limited Government, we submitted our petition to the Secretary of State's office. We needed to get 90,704 valid signatures from Arkansas voters.
Last week, Secretary of State John Thurston threw out more than 14,000 signatures collected for the abortion amendment. He said AFLG failed to submit the correct documents relating to paid canvassers.
But unfortunately, the state engaged in some kind of shenanigans, in our opinion, and we submitted over 101,000 signatures to the Secretary of State's office.
AFLG says it did turn in those documents and gave Thurston until today to continue counting the signatures. Thurston said today he is not reversing his decision. Diaz says Thurston is just simply not doing his job.
You know, honestly, a dereliction of duty on behalf of the Secretary of State's office, because they are required to count ours because we met that facially valid threshold.
AFLG filed a lawsuit this morning against the Secretary of State. They say he unlawfully rejected their documentation. I reached out to the Secretary of State's office this morning and they declined to do an on-camera interview with me today. He said there will be no comment on the litigation at this time. Diaz says that Arkansans For Limited Government submitted more than 100,000 signatures to the Secretary of State's office. That's more than the required 90,000 signatures they needed in this first submission. The organization is now waiting for a response from the Arkansas Supreme Court on the next steps in the lawsuit.